Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Fate here, and today we're taking a look at chapter 68 of the Dragon Ball Super manga. So the chapter is finally out, so today we'll be reviewing that. So the chapters start with images of the destroyed village or planet of Granola, and we can see an appearance of Bardock. Now, the reason that we know that it is Bardock has been mentioned before, and that's because of the scar on his cheek. So we can see that Frieza's force and the Saiyans are attacking Granola's village. Now, after that, we can see is something that we already saw in the spoilers beforehand. That what we saw was basically a flashback, dream, or a memory of Granola from the past. So that the Saiyans actually attacked Granola's planet and attacked the Ceruleans. So that's how this dream came about. Now, the next thing he mentions that they are on their way to the Heaters HQ. So we got our first mention of the Heaters crew. Now, then after that, Oatmeal says that Frieza is dead and all the remnants of the Frieza force are very easy to beat, so he shouldn't worry. And of course, Granola agrees with that, but still it boggles his mind a little bit. Now, then after that, Oatmeal also mentioned that the Saiyans have been destroyed by a meteor not too long after the attack on the Ceruleans. So we know that the dream, or at least the events in his dream, were not too long before, or not too long before the Saiyans actually got destroyed by Frieza. So after that, we switch the scene to Goku and Whis and the Oracle Fish, because as we know from the spoilers, Goku is trying to catch the Oracle Fish because he needs a vitamin shot for his insomnia. And Whis mentions that his insomnia or bad sleep might be a bad omen for something to come. And of course, Goku is excited. Goku has his hopes up because he was hoping for a strong fighter. Now, Beerus gets pretty mad because of this, but Gotti always gets Beerus involved in some way, so he pretty much has to stop doing that. Now, then the training between Whis and Goku begins with Goku going full Ultra Instinct or Mastered Ultra Instinct. And apparently, when they are training, Vegeta asks if Whis is in Ultra Instinct form right now. And Beerus mentioned that that's not the case because angels are permanently in that UI state. So the state that their base is basically the Ultra Instinct state. And Beerus also mentions to Vegeta while he's explaining that there's another technique of the gods that, so similar like Ultra Instinct, that doesn't require a calm heart and tranquility. So it's a technique that basically God of Destructions have that is similar to the Ultra Instinct that angels have. Now, of course, he doesn't want to tell him, and he leaves the scene to have some exercise to wake up, telling him, if you see something that you want to steal, just pick it up. Basically mentioning the Oracle Fish, right? Then the next part, we can see Granola entering the Heater hideout with OG-73 and he dragging him in. And for the first time, we meet the Heater crew with Elak, Gas, and all of his other crew members. So it seems that Granola was actually some sort of bounty hunter, because the only reason that he was attacking that ship from Goichi and taking away OG-73 is because he got that task from Elak, so for a bunch of money. Now, once he gets his reward, he gives back OG-73, and Elak basically mentions that he doesn't want to use OG-73 to create an army like Goichi did, but he wants it for intel because he believes that that's the strongest form of warfare. Now, at this point, he doesn't really tell what sort of intel that OG-73 has, but that's the reason why he needed OG-73. To that, he adds that Frieza is still alive. Now, of course, Granola, hearing this, he wants revenge and asks Elef if he knows where he is, while informing him that Frieza is a lot stronger now than he was before, so that Granola is probably not even be able to kill him. Now, Elek also said he has to calm down, that he has to call his temper after one of his crew members, Gas, attacked him, right? And he says that they will help Granola out when they are ready to do so. Now, the real reason that Elok actually told about Frieza to Granola is because they are noticing that Granola is getting incredibly powerful, and they can't take the risk that Granola would get stronger than Gas, Elec, or anybody else from the Heater crew. So they basically want him to confront Frieza because they know he will, so Frieza can defeat him, because they believe that Frieza is apparently stronger than Granola. Maybe that is true, we don't exactly know that. The only thing we know is that Granola is actually pretty strong. Next up, Elec mentions that OG73 is being used for intel to find a guy called Zuno. Now, who this Zuno guy is, why they exactly need him, we'll probably find out in the next couple of chapters, but right now that's the only thing that we know about this character. So we know that OG73 is being used for intel to find the guy called Zuno, right? Now, the next thing we see that Soshiru is actually the guard that was at the front when Granola entered the Heater's hideout. He is actually following him to capture his bounty. Now, we can see that Granola is saying, hey, let's fix this thing, let's talk it out, and maybe you could get half of my spoils, right? So he's tricking Soshiru into thinking that he was in the cockpit of his ship to ambush him. Now we find out that his eye patch, so this weird eye thing that he has on his head, is some sort of AI. Like, it's actually talking while Granola is not talking, or Granola is talking through the thing, but while the eye patch mentions Granola, so it's basically the eye patch is actually talking to Soshiru, saying that his sniping is really powerful, that he doesn't need the eye patch to have a clear snipe on somebody, and that Granola's ability is far beyond that of any other Cerulean. So Ceruleans already have a natural ability to snipe really well, but Granola's ability is even far beyond that, and he doesn't even need the help of the eye patch for that. Now, we end the chapter with something that we already know that was as heavily talked about, and we see that the Oracle Fish in his sleep is saying that the strongest warrior in the universe will soon rise, and that there's disturbance in Universe 7. Now, I personally believe that they are talking about Granola, but it might be Elec or Gas or somebody from the Heater crew, because I'm pretty sure that the Heater crew will play a massive role in this together with Granola and of course Frieza. So that's basically the chapter. Now, what do I think of it? It's actually a pretty good chapter. It starts out with a little bit of backstory with Granola, then we see the reason why he took OG73, we get some training between Goku and Whis, possibly setting up some new power for Vegeta with what he said, what Beerus and Vegeta said to each other, so that might be a possibility. We also get a mention of angels always being in UI state, so that's something new, that's something we didn't know. We had our thoughts about that, but we never had any confirmation, so we have basically confirmation about that. We met the Heater crew, what they are trying to do with OG73, a guy called Zuno, and we find out that a strong warrior will probably rise, the strongest warrior that Universe 7 has to offer. So this was a pretty impactful chapter, a chapter that is really going well to start off our story for Granola, the Survivor arc, and I really liked it. So I hope you really liked this. I hope you liked this video. If you want to see more, press the like button, subscribe to my channel, and I'll hope to see you in the next one. Bye.